One destination, 3 different kite spots. My name is Petar Pavlovic, and in this episode I want to share with you my kitesurf experience from Lefkada summer 2022. I spent all June, July and August here in Lefkada. Lefkada is known for its thermal wind blowing from west-northwest. Many kiters I met here mentioned that the summer 2022 was a bad season for wind, but it was still windy almost every day. Even if it's true that some days have been super light, we also had days with really good wind, but only lasting for 2-3 hours. We definitely had some very good days, with the wind starting from 1 p.m. on, lasting until the late sunset. Actually, many kiters here told me that it was usually blowing like this every single day the previous years during the summer. I have been working in kitesurfing in 3 different countries with thermal wind, and usually I understand the forecast for thermal wind quite well. But Lefkada broke many of those rules. There was no sense to watch the forecast here. No matter what direction of wind the forecast is showing, if the sun is shining, you can expect some wind. One thing you can be sure of is if there is super strong wind in Cyclades, there will be light wind or unstable wind in Lefkada. But if you see that there is not much wind in Cyclades, you can get ready for a long day of kitesurfing in Lefkada. Milos Beach. This is the spot with the strongest wind in Lefkada. I experienced max 25 knots over there. The water is incredibly blue, deep and choppy. Unfortunately, there is no flat area. The wind is almost always fully onshore, so not the best for kiters practicing their upwind riding. Also because there are slippery and sharp rocks in the end of the spot. The wind often starts from 1 p.m. and lasts until 6 or even 8:30 p.m. for a sunset session. Wooden Bridge. In my opinion, this is the nicest spot in Lefkada. Side onshore wind direction, shallow to shoulder deep and flat water all over the place. The island with a small church is just incredible, surrounded by turquoise water. Super fun playground. The downside is that even if it's fully blowing in Milos and Gus Nicolaus, it's not always blowing at the Wooden Bridge. There I experienced max 20 knots of wind. Gus Nicolaus, true paradise for beginners. Side onshore wind with a long sandy beach. The first 20-30 meters from the beach is shallow water and then it gets deeper. The water is choppy, but the chop is better than in Milos Beach. The lagoon is butter flat. I would only recommend it to experienced kiters who are easily riding upwind, as there is a lot of mud underneath the water that doesn't allow you to walk properly if you finish too far downwind. The wind usually starts around 3-4 p.m., 1-2 hours after Milos Beach. I experienced max 20 knots of wind there. For advanced kiters, I recommend to do a small but a beautiful downwinder from Milos Beach, passing in front of the Wooden Bridge and the church, ending the session at Gus Nicolaus Beach. For all 3 spots, I recommend wearing a shorty wetsuit, but there are definitely warmer days where you can kite with board shorts or bathing suit only. Lefkada is also known for its crazy beautiful beaches. Unfortunately for now, I visited just one of them as I had to work a lot on my new tutorials. There are many amazing restaurants with modern fusion food, but also delicious typical taverns. Just make sure to book your table at least 2-3 days in advance, especially in high season. It's also good to keep in mind that the bridge at the entrance of Lefka city is opening every hour. The traffic can be stopped from 5 to 30 minutes, depending on the boat traffic. I definitely didn't see enough from Lefkada, so I'm pretty sure I will meet you here in the summer 2023. Thank you so much for watching and see you soon.
Dangerous, dangerous.